Here's a little bit more behind-the-scenes footage of Nancy Pelosi playing the part of a possibly victimized female member of Congress. Play it for me.
Of our staff locked up and barricaded in their offices, so there's a critical situation and a risk of loss of life.
We have some senators who are still in their hideaways. They need massive personnel now. Can you get the Maryland National Guard to come too?
We can't. Mr. Secretary, obviously Prince George's County, I will call Angela Alsobrook, the county executive. I'm sure she'll deploy whatever we need deployed. Montgomery County as well, Fairfax and Arlington all have very significant.
Now, those are all actors playing the part of saying, we need the troops. Now, do you span the room? Those people look terrified, don't they?
That was perfect.
I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to self-aggrandize, but I've been on a lot of police calls that, and a lot of them were kind of scary. Okay, that's not how scared people act. Just so you know. I mean, and I don't need to tell you that. You don't have to be a police officer to know that. There's people that I'm talking to right now who fought in wars. Heather, who's doing all the slides right now, her husband fought in a war. Okay, this is not how terrified people act. They're trying to get on the record, calling for the National Guard that, remember, she had already turned down and refused to answer the Capitol Hill Police Department Chief of Police, Stephen Son, for 71 minutes. And all the other people that were set in place, where you had, of course, Mark Milley putting out the memo on January 5th that in order to get, suddenly you didn't, before all this, I'm just getting the names one last time here so everybody knows. Before this, all the general over the DC National Guard, his name's Walker. I'm going to get everybody's right name here. Let me find all their names, just so I get it right here. Let me find their names one more time. Well, that's not it. What the heck did I do with them all? Oh, I hate when I can't find my stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna give it 10 more seconds. I got to try to find it because I want to see if I want to get everybody's names right. All right, but anyway, I got the names written here, but I don't necessarily have their titles correct. But anyway, of course, you had Mark Milley, General of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, puts out a memo January 5th stating that in order to deploy the National Guard, you would have to call Secretary. I can't remember his title. I hate not knowing. There it is. Got it. Fine. There it is. Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy. So in order for you to deploy the National Guard troops, you'd have to call him. That has never been done in the history of the United States before. It used to be at the discretion of general over the DC Guard or whoever over all the years, whoever was in charge of the DC Guard or the Dallas Guard or the Florida Guard, that person could deploy the troops without having to make a phone call to the Secretary of the Army. But Milley, the day before the Fedsurrection, makes that requirement via a memo. And then nobody can get a hold of McCarthy. And nobody can get a hold of Pelosi. 71 minutes when the National Guard was 2 miles away. 71 minutes. She wouldn't answer her phone. And everybody's got the same phones now. You know who's calling you. She knows that it was the chief of the Capitol Hill Police, Stephen Son, calling her for the National Guard, and she refused to call for 71 minutes while she acts in a choreographed play.